Hi, Virgo. So I'm Jody with Soul Purpose Tarot. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome. I am from Carmel, Indiana. And if you have been watching my channel at all, you know I just got back from a trip out west. I took a little road trip out to Scottsdale, up to Sedona, up through Denver, and then back home. Mostly because I like to drive and I like to see things, and it's a good way to clear my head. So I am back now trying to get these readings out. And I'm going to do Virgo, and we're going to see what's going on with you guys this month. And I want to give a shout out to my friend Claudine in case she is watching. I don't know if she watches these or not, but if you do, let me know, because I'm talking to you. Okay, let's see what we got here. So the first one is the Queen of Wands in the upright position. Okay. She looks like she's working on something. She's got some ideas. She's got something brewing. I feel like she hasn't put it into action yet, but she's got some sort of plans. Now I'm not saying this is what it is, but this is an example of something. Someone is planning on getting a divorce. You haven't said anything to anybody, but in the back of your mind, you're getting everything in place. I got to do this, and 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 then bam, you throw out the divorce papers or whatever. It's that kind of energy. It's like something is brewing back behind the surface. You haven't told anybody yet. There's nothing going on specifically. Nobody knows. Everything looks like it's status quo so far, but that's what's going on behind the scenes. And then the Chariot is in the upside, or the reverse position, which kind of goes along with that. You're ready. You're getting ready to move forward, but you haven't started moving forward yet, because if you had started moving forward yet, it would be in the upright position. But because it's down, you're making your plans, getting ready to move forward with some sort of project. And it feels like it's pretty big. So if it's not a divorce, it could be, God, I'm trying to think, like a business project or something. You know, maybe you work for a company that's getting ready to bring a new idea or a new product into the market, and you've all been working behind the scenes, and it's like, bam, you're going to like lay it out there, and kind of like for the shock factor. I mean, it feels like there's some shock factor working at the same time. It's kind of like, because you don't want anybody to know what you've been working on. So I don't know what that could be about. Oh, Judgment. Dang, man. All these, holy moly. There are 4. Okay. There are 4 major arcana cards that came out, and they're all in the reverse position. So, the Judgment card, okay. So that goes along with, okay, let me think about this. This feels like payback of some kind. Somebody did you wrong, and you are behind the scenes, and you are working diligently to make your plans of execution, of exit, of whatever the case is, and you are getting all of your ducks in a row, and then you are just going to like blow them out of the water. I mean, I feel like they're just going to be like completely shocked. And the Hierophant is in reverse. This is crazy. Okay, so the Hierophant is usually about higher learning and spiritual learning. Um, so I feel like you're not going about it the right way. This is the way that you feel is the best way to go about it. And with that Hierophant being in the reverse position, if it was in the upright position, that usually kind of has a spiritual connotation, a higher learning connotation. And with it being in the reverse position, it feels like this is childish to me. It's not the best way to handle it. And you are like doing this because you're ready to move on to another portion of your life. You know, like Ace of Cups is new beginnings. So you're doing this so you can move to new beginnings. This is the way you see the only way you can do it, but in a way it's kind of immature about how you're going about this whole thing. And then the Death card came up in reverse. So what that tells me is if the Death card came up upright, that would be an end of a cycle. But it's not going to be the end of the cycle. You think what you're doing is going to put you in a better place. It's going to start you a new life. But because of the way that you are going about it, it is not going to be the end of a cycle. It feels like it's going to all get recycled again because you didn't learn the lesson that you needed to learn. Man, okay. There's still time to rectify that. This is for November. And again, it's kind of like the first 3, 4 cards, probably at least the first half of November. 2/3 of the November is the planning stage. And the end of it is just showing it's not going to work out in your favor. So it's not too late to change things up. God dang it. I'm trying to think. This is a case of I don't know if I have any advice for that. Let's see what the cards have to say. This is kind of a serious. This is one of those things where I feel like I should not have my nose in this business. This feels like a case of knowing something that I should not know and that I don't want to know. And this reminds me of a situation with somebody else I knew once upon a time, and knowing something that I shouldn't have known and got my ass royally chewed out for it. Maybe that's why I'm feeling uncomfortable. It's like I'm like sitting here going, okay, who do I know that's getting a divorce and secretly planning it? It feels like I know a secret and I don't want to know this secret anymore. So I don't like this reading. All right. So what am I doing here? So that's the present situation. Let's do future outcome. Okay, so this is future outcome. Oh, God. I'm sorry. I'm like, ugh. None of this is looking good. Sorry, Virgo. And I know this is only going to be for a specific group of people. Anybody who's probably getting a divorce or anything. But, oh my gosh. And the major arcana is, okay. So a Knight of Pentacles, that to me just tells me that whoever you're getting a divorce from is not going to play nice. And part of it is because of how you handled the whole situation. It's kind of like you stirred up a bee's nest by the way you went about it, or you're going about it. And you think it's the only way to do things. I just keep getting, you think it's the best way to handle things. But in reality, it makes things worse. Four of Swords is just going to end up making you, you know, having sleepless nights and worrying about it and having a super huge burden that you're going to have to carry now. Again, I feel like this whole thing backfires on you. And the Emperor is in the upright position. So that just makes me feel like the Emperor is like really, really pissed. And that's whoever you're in the process of divorcing. So you have royally pissed him off. And you thought it's kind of like he's going to teach you. Unfortunately, it's what this feels like. You guys fight alike. Okay, God. They're saying you're not any better than he is. He's done this, and this all these years, and you have taken it. And you are finally to the point where you are not going to take it anymore. But instead of handling it like you should have, all you did was make him madder. And now he's really going to show you what an ass he is. There is not a good way to get out of this situation at all. And keep your dignity. Keep your family happy together. Keep your money. There's going to be some major loss of something. There's going to be a major loss of pride and ego. And I feel like I want to say bloodshed. I don't literally mean bloodshed. I hope I don't mean bloodshed. But I feel like this whole situation is going to get really, really, really dirty. Unfortunately. And the best thing that you can do is take the high road. I just keep coming back to you think you're doing the right thing. And it only makes things worse. So if there's any way that you can change the course of the direction and shift it around a different way, it won't make it as bad. I mean, that's like the whole feeling about this whole thing is just like, whatever you're doing, I feel like I want to go, halt, stop, don't do that. That's going to make things worse. It's like poking the bear, and he's going to come out swinging. And in the process, a whole lot of stuff's going to get broke and hurt and bloody. Let's see what the universe has to say about this. This would be messages from your guides. No, wait a minute. I got something. Okay. Now, I don't know that there's any... I'm sorry, you guys. Let me think about this. I'm trying to figure out what to use to give advice. Now, because we already know what kind of emotions we're dealing with. Petty. An eye for an eye. I'll get you type of energy. I'll show you. We already know what kind of energy and emotions we're working with. We need to figure out how to get ourselves out of this. All right, guys. Show me what you got for Virgo. Some advice for Virgo to make things not work out as badly as it looks like it could at this point in time. Part of the reason he's so mad is because you humiliated him. and you humiliated him in front of his friends and his family by doing it the way you're trying to do it, and that's what makes him madder than anything is that. And this does feel like it could have been somewhat of an abusive relationship. It feels very, I mean, and good on you for trying to get out of that relationship. I'm going to sage my cards after I get done with this one. Man. I can't get any cards to come out. Come on. Sorry. Nothing's flying out. The universe doesn't have anything to say. I find that very hard to believe. I'm going to start pulling if nothing flies out. Come on, come on, come on. There's one. Replenish. That just shows somebody sleeping. So I would imagine you're already kind of stressed out. That one wants to come out. Breathe. Go to sleep and breathe. Take a breath. Think about this before you do anything hasty. Although none of what you're planning is hasty. You're not, nothing. You're very methodical about your planning and your escape. I guess the warning is be prepared, because he's going to make things very difficult. And I don't say this to scare you. This is what's coming out. It's just a warning, I guess. Just be prepared. You probably already knew that, I suppose. Let's take these two. Seek seclusion. Yeah, don't let him know where you're going. And unconditional love. I feel like that's from your guides saying, we have unconditional love for you and we're with you. We'll be with you through this whole process. We know you're in a tough situation. And I don't feel like there's anything else left to be said here. You got to do what you got to do. And you're going to do it the way you feel best. And there's no good way to make this exit, I feel. There's just not any good way to do what you need to do. But there are some spiritual lessons that need to be learned, that are going to be learned, that are going to be very painful in the process. So just be prepared for that, I guess is what I'm saying. And power through it. And good luck. And let me know if this means anything to you. If you understand this, say hi. Give me some constructive criticism. Let me know where you're from. Anything. Like, share, subscribe. Send this to a friend if you know that they're a Virgo. And even if it's not a Virgo, if you know somebody that's going through this particular situation, I feel like this could be for a Virgo or some other people out there that's going through this, because this is a pretty specific situation. You may be in on the behind the scenes preparatory stuff. If you are, pass this along. I'll see you mid-November.